Okay, he carves them kind of like this. Here, let me bring it up a little bit. Kind of like this. Yes, Glenn, I know the light's in the way, Glenn. Glenn's always yapping at me about my lights being in the way. There. So I put lights in this one. So he carves them like this, but he carved much bigger, much bigger. And then I carved this one. Oop. Hey, that's the back side. You don't want to see the back side. Okay, here's the front side. I went back and I burnt all these little needles in. And this guy here, these are all carved in. And then the tree gets blackened by burning it with a torch. Okay, anyway, that's enough of that. But yeah, check out Jordy's trees. And he carves all different style ones too. And this was gifted to me by Jordy. This is the most awesome thing right here. This flower. Look at that. He carved that. All out of basswood. Sign your pieces, Jordy. Oh, there's the signature. Jordy Johnson. So you got double J. JJ. But yeah, this is carved out of, this is not basswood. This is cedar. Jordy loves cedar and not basswood. Jordy loves cedar and cottonwood bark. And this is cedar. See that? He did such a nice job on that. I love this thing. Awesome. Okay, so that's enough plugging Jordy. Great guy. Jordy is a great guy. If you ever get the chance to talk to him, do it. Hey, go on tonight. 7 o'clock Eastern or Western time? No, he's on Western time. We're on Eastern time. 7 o'clock Eastern time, 5 o'clock Pacific, which would be, I guess you can't get no further west than that. Not in Canada or America. You end up in Alaska. So, yeah, there's like a 3-hour time difference between us here on the Michigan, the middle of the country, and Jordy, who is in Canada, British Columbia, more on the west coast. That's why he gets all that free cottonwood bark when he's beachcombing. All I get beachcombing is dead mussels. You know them shellfish, freshwater shellfish mussels. Okay, so we pretty much got this guy where we want him. Other than a little cleanup here and there. Man, that's a hard piece of basswood right there. I don't know where Hobby Lobby gets their basswood, but it must be growing next to an iron tree. We got that chunk out of there. So what I'll do now is I'll go back with that diamond bit, because we don't want sharp edges on this. We'll go back and round that over a little bit. So here comes our noisemaker again. I'm gonna put my earplugs in, or earbuds, not earplugs. And we'll try getting down in there and clean that up a little bit better. You can, if you could see it, there's a knife mark down there. It's driving me crazy. I don't think you guys can see that deep into it though. Anyway, here we go. We're just rounding the edges of that rough over, because we don't want no sharp edges. No sharp edges on our fur. I think we gotta kick this up a little bit. That and this diamond I'm using is just about wore out. Might be getting a little plugged up too. If you use diamonds, get yourself one of these stones for cleaning diamonds. It's almost like a lava rock type thing. Oh yeah, look at that, working much better. I used this when I was making an elephant wood spirit tree branch thing in New Jersey, and it was on some pine. And I think that pine, you know, it seemed dry, but then once you got right down there towards the middle, as you got deeper into it, it seemed like it was getting more wet and stringy. So I think it might have plugged my diamond up a little bit. And I didn't bring my stone with me when I did it, so I was stuck with it that way. But now she's working better. A little higher RPM. A little cleaning. There we go. We got that cut out of there now. Trying to work that edge back on that rough. Get it rounded off a little bit. That's the problem when you make things with your hands sticking out. They get in the way of your jacket. Now all I'm doing is up here where the rough is, I'm trying to cut that in under his neck. Trying to get that stand out just a little bit more. Yeah, that diamond's about pretty much done. And we went around the neck with a knife, give us that more shadow. That sounds me hitting his hand with the collet nut. Just rounding things over, getting rid of all the sharp edges. Now this is what's cool about the flame burst. Because this is a rough, you don't want it perfectly smooth. So what we're doing is we're just going back and we're putting little divots into the fur to give it some texture when we paint it. We'll also be running over this with our wood burner to give it hair. Up here on the big fluffy part, we're just going in there, give it some divots to make it look more like fur. And then once we go back and we'll burn it, all that divots will flow together with the burns. And if you don't have a wood burner, you can just do what I'm doing here. Put the little divots in it, make it look like fur. We're going to do that around the top of the hat too. That's why I wasn't too awful concerned about getting all of the lines from the tool out of it, because it's going to be, in my case, it's going to be burnt, and you can see we're going back through and we're putting these divots in it. Yeah, whenever you got to keep cleaning your diamonds like that, either your wood's wet and it's fogging up, or the diamond is losing its grit. And these are just cheap diamonds from Harbor Freight. I think it's like $7 for a pack of 10 of them. They're different shapes and whatnot. It's like when I cut a beard in, I don't just use one size bit. I'll start with a big bit to cut my hair in. And then after that's all done, I'll go back with a smaller bit to put finer hair in. So it breaks up that pattern. Another guy you should check out, he's Rock of Ages. He does chainsaws and all kinds of stuff. He does a lot of chainsaw carving. He carved a llama head. It was so cool. First time, he says, first time he ever carved a llama head. And that came out so cool. And I seen him carve a turtle, a chicken, that llama. He just a bunch of stuff he carved. And he uses this humongous chainsaw. It's a Husqvarna 455 Ranch. And for what he carves, I've seen other wood carvers and they got 4 or 5 different saws they use. And none of them are, that's all he's got is a beast. I have one that I used to cut wood with. And they are a beast. Okay, now you see better on the hat how we've just gone through when we put those little divots in it. We're giving it texture for the fur. And you don't want to do a pattern, you just want to kind of bounce. You know, angle your bit straight up and down. Because if you've ever seen a show where they're wearing those hats with the big furry collars on them, that fur is not straight. It's up, down, round, all over the place. Alright, I guess I'm going to have to go out in the other shop and take this guy with me so I can get the package cut on the bandsaw to fit in between his hands. We're going to put a package in his hands. Because that's what the Grinch does, right? Steals Christmas presents. Well, until the end of the movie, then he gives them back. But spoiler alert! Don't let your kids watch this part. I remember when I was a kid, the big thing was at Christmas time you got to watch. It's like claymation, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and the two guys, Heat Miser and Freeze Miser. Those guys. I think they really turned me towards carving some weird stuff because they were all claymation. It's all stop filming. They move the guy, take a picture. Move the guy, take a picture. Move the guy, take a picture. Change his mouth. That kind of stuff. Way before CGI was ever even thought of. Okay, so we're going to stop here. Otherwise, I'll just keep yapping, blah, blah, blah forever. We'll stop here. I'm going to go cut the package, and then I'll come back.